At the end of Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, Sylux and Samus have their final showdown, and its outcome is controversial. Samus Aran gets the aid of a squad of highly trained, well, mostly highly trained, Federation troopers to help, and it seems at the end she is forced to flee for her life away from Sylux. Has the maverick former bounty hunter turned pirate leader finally closed the gap and achieved a type of victory here? Or has Samus retained her championship belt as the galaxy's strongest? Let's take a closer look to determine who really won the battle. I think as ever we should start at the beginning with Phase 1. Sylux vs Psychic Energy buff versus Samus Aran and the troopers, and we need to actually break down how much do these soldiers truly canonically add to the fight. I would argue not much. Over the course of the game, but most notably during the mine section, one by one the Federation soldiers struggle with and are being overcome by a pack of grievers who, whilst fearsome, are simply fodder compared to the larger variants, who are in turn fodder to the Omega Griever that Samus battles alone. And the robot soldier, by far the physically strongest of the squad, lost an arm in the engagement. But if that isn't enough evidence, we can return to the boss fight for clues where we can see that one wave attack from Sylux can stagger all the soldiers with ease. He then later on can simply smack the robot soldier aside like nothing, and a single shot from his shock coil is enough to one-shot Miles McKenzie. This brings another factor in, the fact that Samus is as much fighting Phase 1 Sylux as she's keeping the troops alive, having to waste valuable time healing them and preventing their death. The final note in the coffin would seem to be that even when damaging Sylux when you break his barrier, whilst a combined group can do minuscule damage, they clearly are nowhere near Samus' damage output. But even if you don't buy into Samus' record here, she will have her chance to prove herself in... Phase 2 is actually broken up into two phases itself. The first being when Samus and Sylux are fighting in the wormhole, and the second when Samus and Sylux fight in the realm between worlds in a one-on-one bout. This time there are no troopers, no outside backup, and notably Sylux seems to have chosen this battlefield, so in theory he's got the slight advantage. However, in spite of Sylux' literally cosmic level attacks, we get clues to Samus' superiority, as when Sylux charges his black hole attack, Samus' control beam, charged on her sheer willpower, is able to overcome the move. Sylux can even steal Samus' energy tanks, but that does nothing to prevent his defeat at her hand, and what do we see? We don't see two exhausted opponents on their knees. We see Sylux barely able to walk, stumbling over the edge of the arena, while Samus has enough in the tank to try and save him. That means all that remains to look at is... Samus and the troops think Sylux is gone, and begin firing up the Master Teleporter. When Sylux returns, clearly exhausted, he finds Samus in a position where she can't move as she charges the teleporter, and lands a shot that knocks Samus out cold for a few moments. That's when we see the soldiers jump into action, and you see just how weakened Sylux really is. He can't even dodge these attacks, and you can tell he felt that wallop to the face. The troops tell Samus to go on without them, and Samus does indeed go. So, did Samus run away from the fight? Did she lose? I think not. What we saw was Samus and friends completely caught off guard by someone who clearly lost the initial engagement, and is so wounded he's no longer one-shotting the troopers. Samus in all likelihood was respecting the sacrifices of the people she had grown to respect, and did not want to risk Sylux' escape or the destruction of the teleporter. If you don't believe me, listen to Sylux' voice. That is the voice of someone who's desperate and making their last-ditch effort. The fact of the matter is the Federation soldiers probably hindered Samus as much as they hindered Sylux, and when given the chance, at a 1v1, the better hunter won out. But that's all I have for today. Do you agree that Samus won the fight, or do you think Sylux deserves the championship belt? Let me know, and remember, be safe, be wise, and please pray for a true peace in space.